think I make silly mistakes?
We're like your babysitters.
I have to blow my nose.
No, wait, please don't talk. Is coming for you.
Welcome to Narrate Now. Today I'm going to show you a 2016 American psychological horror thriller film titled Split Spoilers Ahead. Watch out and take care. An aloof girl named Casey sits blankly in a restaurant during her classmate birthday celebration. After the party, the birthday girl Claire complains to her father that it was tormenting to invite Casey only out of pity. Casey coldly calls her guardians to pick her up. Because she does not belong to any group, she is distant and difficult and has no one to go home with Claire. Father ignores her complaint and waits to see if Casey can ride home with her guardians, but their car breaks down, so Casey decides to take the bus. Claire's kind father insists on driving her home instead. Claire and Casey get into the car along with Marcia. Claire's best friend Casey sits in the front seat while the two girls chat in the back. Claire's father stops to open the car trunk and take out bags of food and gifts when an unknown man approaches him. The trunk slams shut and a different man climbs into the driver's seat. Casey stares at him in confusion and fear, realizing it is not Claire's father. Claire tells the man that he is in the wrong car, but Casey freezes when the man puts on a mask and sprays a substance on Claire, and Marcia knocking them unconscious. Casey struggles to escape, but the man quickly knocks her out too. Casey wakes up in a dim room where a few rays of light break through. Claire clings to Marcia in fear before they can even talk. The only door opens, and a man with glasses and a neat appearance enters and takes Marcia away. This is Kevin in the dentist persona. After some time, he brings back a sobbing Marcia and angrily shuts the door. Marcia tells them Dennis forced her to dance for him, but she urinated on herself. Claire tries to reassure them, but Casey is already shaking and drifting into a traumatic childhood memory where a bulky man named Uncle John tells a hunting story to young Casey in a restaurant as she sits with her father believing nothing bad could happen. Meanwhile, news of the three girls' abduction spreads, and an elderly psychotherapist named Dr. Karen checks her computer and sees that her patient Barry has booked a session. Claire urges Marcia and Casey to fight back if the kidnapper tries to take one of them again, but Casey thinks carefully and refuses to act without a plan. Claire grows impatient and accuses Casey of being difficult again. Casey tells them she will help once she fully understands the situation. Young Casey remembers being in a tent in the woods with her father, who teaches her how to hunt with a gun at Dr. Karen clinic. The abductor appears dressed in a bonnet and loose coat. He introduces himself as Barry and talks about fashion designs. Dr. Karen flips through his colorful sketches and asks probing questions. She lies about his workplace, but he avoids the topic and shows signs of a personality shift as he rearranges her things and leaves his drawings messy before leaving the girls spy through the door crack and hear a woman talking to Dennis. Then the door opens and the abductor appears dressed as a woman in a red turtleneck skirt and heels in the Patricia persona. The girls back away in shock. Patricia calmly tells them Dennis listens to her and will not harm or assault them, and then locks the door. Dr. Karen later discusses dissociative identity disorder with a colleague who doubts her patients are different, but she believes they truly are in the locked room. Claire and Marcia realize Dennis talks to imaginary personalities. Then Dennis enters to complain about the dirty bathroom and orders them to clean it. He promises not to touch them because Patricia told him so, but warns they are being prepared as a sacred feast. Leaving them terrified, later that night, they see the abductor return wearing a yellow windbreaker, sitting happily in the doorway. This is Hedwig, the 9-year-old childish identity. He repeats that someone is coming. The girls now realize the personalities are real. They notice how naive Hedwig is and question him. Casey befriends him and whispers to him, trying to manipulate the situation. Hedwig reveals Dennis stalked Marcia and Claire and planned the kidnapping for days. Casey lies and says Patricia and Dennis are planning to send Hedwig as the sacrifice and convinces him the girls are his babysitters who will protect him if he shows them the way out. Hedwig hesitates and leaves to unlock another door. As the girls watch through the crack, they begin pounding the wall. Claire finds a weak spot in the ceiling and rips it open with her heels. Hedwig returns and demands entry. Claire removes part of the metal grid while Casey and Marcia hold the door. Hedwig turns into Dennis and forces the door open. Claire escapes into the ceiling. Dennis chases her. She hides in a locker, but he finds her, forces her to undress, and locks her in another room. Dennis returns and repairs the ceiling, warning Casey and Marcia that Claire is separated and orders them to undress as well. Dr. Karen holds a video call with other psychiatrists discussing dissociative identity disorder and the possibility of unlocking many identities later. Barry visits, but she senses it is not Barry. She provokes him until she realizes Dennis is using Barry's body. She later checks CCTV and confirms Dennis and Patricia are acting as Barry, Marcia, and Casey plan to escape, while Casey drifts into another memory of her father killing a deer. Patricia later feeds the girls and invites them to the kitchen, praising them for being good. Unlike Claire, Marcia attacks Patricia with a stool. Dennis takes over and locks Marcia away, warning Casey the beast is coming. Another memory shows Uncle John pointing a gun at young Casey in the woods. Casey wakes to Hedwig holding her. He explains Patricia and Barry control the light, and only Patricia and Dennis believe in the beast. Casey asks about the beast, and Hedwig dodges the question, then asks to kiss her. She agrees awkwardly and flatters him, then asks him to take her to his room to dance. But Hedwig leaves for Barry's appointment with Dr. Karen during the session. Dr. Karen confronts Dennis and challenges the beast story. Dennis admits Patricia and he were mocked by the other identities, and he tries to protect Kevin later. Hedwig takes Casey to his room and dances wildly. He accuses her of escaping through the window, gives her a walkie-talkie but takes it back and escorts her to the room. Dennis appears again explaining, "The beast will be pleased tonight." Another memory shows Uncle John and Casey in the woods. Casey aims a rifle at him, but he takes it away. Dr. Karen visits Dennis' home. He tells Kevin traumatic childhood story. She challenges the beast myth and goes to the bathroom where she finds Claire, but Dennis sprays her unconscious. Casey tries to unlock doors while Dennis goes out. Casey finds videos of all identities. Dennis transforms in a train car into the beast, growing stronger and feral. He returns home. Dr. Karen wakes and tries to stab him, but the blade shatters and the beast kills her. Casey searches the halls, finds Marcia dead and Claire taken and killed by the beast. She finds Dr. Karen note and sees the beast crawling the walls. She calls Kevin name, repeatedly weakening him. Kevin emerges confused and begs Casey to shoot him, but stops her as identities shift. Casey searches for bullets, but the beast returns and attacks her, tearing her sweater. She grabs the gun and hides wounded. She remembers Uncle John at her father's funeral promising to care for her. She shoots the beast but realizes he is nearly invincible. The beast sees her scars and spares her for her purity. Rescuers arrive and free. Casey police investigate. Kevin possession. The identities gather in the light, and news reports reveal the murders in the zoo basement, making the world aware that dissociative identity disorder exists.